What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about pajamas today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. If you're wondering what this coin is, you don't know, I'm going to talk about that in this video. But I do want to go over some technical analysis first, and then we'll kind of dive into why I think this meme coin could do well, and just why I had a vested interest in it personally, and why I put money into it myself. What made me see the point of this thing, right? And just say, screw it, I'll go for this. Why not? Right? You got to put your feelers out there. You want to catch the big fish, you got to put your feelers out there. This could be a big fish, you guys. And let's do some TA real quick, right? So just, I think very simply, this chart obviously is very new. It came out in March of this year, 2024. We have been moving down since May, like most crypto, right? Pretty solid move down. I wonder actually from a total percentage standpoint, what was that? Was that like 90%? 95%, very hefty move down, right? We didn't really see a lot of volume from July and onwards, right? June and onwards. And this is the most volume on a weekly period that we've seen since June, since May, right? That very last week of May, very first week of June. To me, this seems like a breakout move. It seems like we moved up, we've consolidated, and now we're breaking out, beginning that next move up. That's my thoughts. So if that's the case, taking a relative high off your fibs, and maybe I'll just draw it so I can show you where I'm coming from. Relative high here to a relative low off of the move here. Your golden ratio is at the 61869 right here, which is at about 1.17 cents, 1.5 cents, somewhere in that area, which we did, to be fair, have like moments of resistance here, moments of support back here, and a little bit of resistance back here. That all correlates with the golden ratio. So we could find resistance there. We might even be finding resistance now, right? It could be preemptive just below it. But I think we will go up into here. Maybe we break through it. Maybe we find resistance, whatever. But I don't think we stop there forever. We might consolidate for a second, pull back up, and I do believe that inevitably this thing is on a mission to new all-time highs by the end of the year. Okay, from the current price, that's about a 450% move. That's a 5.5x. Whenever it does break out to new all-time highs, the minimum target is about a 12x from here, 12.4x from here, to potentially a 35x from here, which is crazy. And it could do more. It really could do more. I know that sounds insane, but this is crypto. This is a meme coin. This is a coin that has $7 million. Insane is written in the DNA at this point for this thing, right? Crazy things can happen. So this is the potential. This is why I'm talking about it to begin with, because I think that it's not too late. It's at 213% up this week. It might seem like it's too late to get in, but I don't think it's too late. In fact, I would probably be buying more pajamas myself if I wasn't a top 90 wallet holder. I was actually in the top 80. After this week, some people, they got ahead of me. So I'm a top 90 wallet holder. I'm soon to be pushed out of the top 100, actually. And that's kind of my goal. If I get pushed out of the top 100, maybe I'll buy some more just to maintain my spot. But anyways, enough about me. Let's talk about pajamas, why I got in and why maybe you should get in, right? Not financial advice, no, this is financial advice, but if you're looking for a meme coin to get into, this, you're putting your feelers out there, do some research. I'm hoping to provide that for you here, right? In a fun, entertaining way. Maybe it's less fun. I don't know. I'm having fun. And this is water. I'm not like drinking. That's not what I mean. Some people think that. Maybe I am. You never know. Anyways, I wanted to go to this post here, right? If you go to x.com, you type in pajamas, you go to their page. This is the beginning of it right here. You scroll down, and you can see that Spider Crypto made a post here that pajamas reposted, right? So I want to read this. This guy says, "My thesis around pajamas as a long-term bag is that provenance of a token matters." That means the origins, the beginnings, the history of the token matters, right? And in a sense, what he's saying is that his thesis around pajamas as a long-term bag is because of the provenance, or is that provenance matters, right? So let's dissect that for a second. What provenance does pajamas have, right? It came about in March 2024. It's a brand new coin. What history could this thing possibly have? It's the very first YouTube cat that ever existed, right? As far as cat culture goes. And if you don't know what I mean by cat culture, you don't have to like it, you don't have to support it, you don't even have to believe in it, but it exists, right? And I'm not like a cat culture aficionado, right? If I see a cat video on my reels or something and it's a funny video, I might watch it, right? But I don't actively seek out cat videos. But there are people who literally their whole lives are kind of around this cat culture, and especially with social media developing over the past like 20, 30 years now, it's only grown. And it's not just something in my country, it's not just something in your country, it's all around the world, right? Cat culture exists, and it doesn't matter what language you speak, whether you like it or whether you don't like it, just like Star Wars, just like Lord of the Rings, just like Game of Thrones, it doesn't matter. There is a community, there is a culture that exists outside of whatever your preferences are. And me personally, I'm not a cat culture type of person. I have 2 cats. I love my cats, but I'm not a cat culture type of person. If anything, I'm a dog person personally. I've grown up with dogs my whole life, but I love my cats. But where I'm going with this is I'm open-minded enough to understand that it might not necessarily be a big deal to me, but there is still significance in other people's eyes, and that significance could lead to growth, right? And the significance that I'm alluding to here, and that this person's alluding to, is that it's the first video of a cat that was ever on YouTube. Steve Chen, it's his cat. Steve Chen is the former CTO of YouTube, Chief Technology Officer. He's a co-founder of YouTube. The very first, talking about cat culture, talking about a provenance, the very first cat video ever, the very first meme, like dancing cat. He wasn't dancing, he was playing with the toy, whatever. The very first time we ever saw a cute cat video on YouTube, it was Pajamas. He was the one. I think it's a he. I'm pretty sure Pajamas is a he. No hate if I'm getting it wrong, but let's continue on. Back in 2020, 2021 cycle, people formed communities over how old an NFT was on the blockchain. People formed communities over NFTs based on how old they were on the blockchain, right? How old they were, their origins, right? Some of the first NFTs on the blockchain. That's people form communities over these, right? A good example of this is the Punks community and the Ether Rock community. Pajamas is the first cat on YouTube. Just what I was saying, making a big deal of there, right? Steve Chen had the idea of tokenizing and realizing it as an NFT back when Jack Dorsey's first tweet sold for $1 million. However, he decided against it, right? So Steve Chen wanted to do something like that, maybe thought about it, but just didn't go for it, whatever. For whatever reason. Jack Dorsey, if you guys remember, that was a historical moment where the very first tweet Jack Dorsey ever made, what's the word I'm looking for? He monetized it. What's the word that I'm looking for? There's a word whenever you make something into an NFT, and I just can't think about it, but whatever. He turned it into an NFT and sold his first tweet. Somebody actually owns that, right? For $1 million, I bet that's significant, right? The very first, and now that Twitter has been dissolved into X, like I think they say that things only gain value more whenever someone dies, right? Well, Twitter's dead now. You have the very first tweet back when it was a tweet. Now it's X. Now it's a free speech platform orchestrated by one of the smartest, wealthiest people in the world. Like, I bet they could sell that NFT for more than $1 million, right? But that's beside the point. We're talking about Pajamas. All right, moving on. Around March 2024, a token was created by the Solana community to tokenize Steve's cat. After many inquiries through his personal email, so they were trying to talk to him, right? Steve got involved in the community and bought 3% of the supply out of his own pockets. And as far as I know, this happened very early on, right? Like whenever he bought 3%, it was somewhere, this was Steve buying 3% and probably the rest of the people who made Pajamas, right? Just that initial pump move, whatever. I don't know the exact origins of how it came up, but I would assume that's when Steve probably got in, right? With the 3%. He didn't make the project, but because this project was dedicated essentially to his cat, people reached out to him and let him know about it, right? And he's communicating. I mean, dude, he's literally the co-founder of YouTube. He's probably got connections all over the place. But anyways, and he's involved. He's got connections probably all over the world, right? Because this is YouTube, co-founder of YouTube. He's from Taiwan, I'm pretty sure, or Thailand. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. It might be Thailand. Maybe it is Taiwan. I can't remember. That's my bad. But he's probably got influence all over. Maybe not even influence, but just connections all over around the world, right? And connections matter when you're marketing anything, especially cryptos, especially filming cryptos. But let's keep moving on. Around March 2024, a token was created by the Solana community, tokenized Steve's cat. After many, I said this, 3% of the supply out of his own pockets. Over time, more people have come to support this project. The co-founder of Twitch, Kevin Lin, came to formally partner with the community on September 2024. So Kevin Lin got into the pajamas community literally at the low. Kind of interesting, right? Or at least maybe that's whenever he made it public. Through his gaming company Meta Theory to build games and build the IP around pajamas. The community around pajamas continues to grow every day, and at $6 million market cap, it's more than that now, and it is criminally undervalued as a cat token that speaks to the investors who care about history. And I would agree, right? Like, you've got more than it just being a cat token. You've got like an actual stamped, valid, certified origin story of cat memes here, right? Like, this is it might not be historical in the grand scheme of human things, right? Like, people, historians in the world probably won't care about this stuff, right, in the future. But maybe if cat culture continues to persist, the internet keeps receipts, pajamas will be immortalized forever, always. Now, will this crypto be immortalized? Will it be around forever? I don't know. Maybe not, right? I'm not focused on that. I just think that it has potential this cycle to pump. And even more so than the average coin that doesn't have any of this stuff going on for it, right? And I know there's a bunch of celebrity coins out there. Steve Chen might not be a celebrity in everybody's eyes, but he's somewhat of a celebrity, right? Co-founder of YouTube. And a lot of celebrity coins aren't going to do well is what people think. But this is not, it's not just a cat coin. It's not just a celebrity coin, right? You've got both of those things involved. But also you have the inner workings of Steve Chen himself, you know, somebody who's got a lot of connections, he's been on record quoted saying that he puts 60 to 80 hours a week into this project, is what he calls it. He hasn't been excited about a project like this since he started YouTube. This guy, right? This guy. I'm assuming if he's putting 60 to 80 hours of work of his time into this project that he hasn't been this excited about a project since YouTube, I would assume there's more going on than we know about. I would assume there is, right? And it might be no coincidence at all that that Kevin Lin came in to partner with the community, right? And it might not be a surprise either that there might be other partners coming into the community, or other people, maybe other cat memes or cat communities. Like, there, it sounds crazy. It sounds, again, I'm talking about cat communities, cat culture, whatever. To some people, it might not sound crazy. To me, it kind of does, right? Because again, I'm not that cat culture kind of person, but I'm open-minded enough. Sorry, that's my cat meowing. I'm open-minded enough to understand the value and the significance that this has in other people's eyes, right? And that belief, that significance is valuable. And that's what got me into it personally, right? And I hold, again, I'm a top 100 wallet holder, but this is not a large portion of my portfolio. It went up recently, right? Like, if we're talking about pajamas, okay, down here at 0.004, I doubled down on what I had, essentially. I a little bit more than doubled down, but let me think. I've got less than 5% of my portfolio in this thing, right? And before this pump, it was less than 2.5% of my portfolio, right? So even though I'm in the top 100 wallets, I'm not risking a ton of money. I didn't even mean to enter the top 100, right? I just thought the chart looked good. I thought that it would go up. So I put more money in there, and then afterwards I'm like, oh damn, I'm in the top 100. That to me, that's not a goal that I strive for with any crypto, really, especially cryptos that are low caps like this. I feel like that adds risk. But all I'm trying to say is, if you are out there, whoever you are watching this, and you want to find a crypto that you could put $100 into, $10 into, and watch it turn into a couple $100 or more, $100 turning into a couple $1,000 or more, this could be your coin. And those numbers could happen by the end of the year, right? And that might not be crazy stuff. We're not talking about crazy gains. Maybe you put in $1,000, maybe you put in $10,000, and you see greater gains than that, of course, right? Those will all reflect. There's lower liquidity. There's less volume in this thing. So whenever you're putting in money like that, you're going to move the needle up. And whenever we get to those highs and you sell, you're probably going to move the needle down too. So be aware of that, right? If you're not aware of what I'm saying, just imagine a low liquidity thing like this, okay? Even with $1.2 million in volume on a day, if you put $10,000 into this thing right now, and I wouldn't recommend just doing that unless $10,000 isn't a lot of money to you, but even then you're going to be like in the top, probably in like the top 200 wallets just by doing that alone. But if you did that today, you would pump the price up. maybe 1%, maybe 3%. It depends on how much liquidity is available here. Maybe more than that, right? I pumped the price 5 to 6% whenever I last bought, and I did not put in even half of 10,000 or like you know, like I didn't even I don't want to say numbers, but it wasn't a lot of money to pump up the price a lot, right? 5% is a lot for not putting in like tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is if you're putting in a lot of money, it's not that I'm trying to say be careful. It's more I'm trying to say check your expectations, okay? Because you might, if you put in a lot of money here, you're going to pump the price up. So you're not going to put in a lot of money here. You're going to put a lot of money throughout this area. If you sell and we're all the way up here, you're probably not going to sell the exact top, right? If you have a lot of money, because that a lot of money here would go into a lot more money up here. You're probably going to move the needle even more. So don't have the exact expectation, right? If you're looking at this right now and you think, from a high to a low, I could cash out if I put $10,000 in right now. I could cash out up here and have $340 something thousand by the end of the year, by the beginning of the year, whatever, however that happens. Don't think that way, because maybe it'll read 340,000 at the top, but you sell it, you might walk out with like 200 grand, 260 grand. Boo-hoo, you turned it from 10K. You know what I mean? But all I'm trying to say is just to get your expectations in check. And I don't know what the liquidity is going to look like whenever we hit these levels. There will be added liquidity and volume, right? It always happens in these mania phases. I don't know how easy it will be to get in and get out, but I'm more just saying that as kind of a check your expectations, not a precaution, right? Because again, you can still make a lot of money with this thing, but with that kind of idea that liquidity might not be where you want it to be, it might be harder to get out if you have a real sizable amount of money in this thing. There's nothing wrong with putting in $100 to just give it a shot, right? $100, a couple $100, $10, whatever. I mean, if it goes to all-time highs, which I do think it will by the end of this year, $100 could turn into, at that would be $650 that your $100 turns into. I don't know about you guys, but Christmas is coming around the corner. That would be nice, and you can definitely buy. You can definitely cash this out, right, pretty quickly. Maybe not on Christmas Day if you're trying to cash it out with like actual cash, because the banks would be closed. But I bet you'd have a sizable. I would think you're at new all-time highs before Christmas even. So I'm just saying, and even with Christmas out of the way, $100 turning into $650 in a couple months' time, that's nice, Going to $1,000 in a couple months' time, that's nice. You put $1,000, the more you risk, the more you reward, but the more your risk is too. So make sure you're not putting, again, I personally did not invest any more than like 2.5% of my portfolio, and that's actually even more than I probably should have invested in this thing personally. But I just kind of believed in this project, right? I bought in back here, I bought the top, and then I bought in, I think I did buy the low with like a small portion, but I went in heavier, like really heavy. The heaviest purchase I made was right here recently, right? So, but even then, right now it's worth a little bit more than 5% or around 5% of my portfolio, but that's only because it went up recently. Let me think, is that accurate? Yeah, doing the numbers. Okay. Anyways, don't put a lot of money in this thing. A little bit can turn into a lot. I'm running out of steam here. I don't know if I have anything else I want to say, but look into it, guys. Check out Pajamas. Look, go through the history if you want to see anything that's like significant. It's a lot of like just silly stuff like this where it's just kind of like dumb, like, I don't know, just keeping the account active, I guess, right? Letting people know that they're here, that there's a presence at least, right? And then check out Steve Chen's channel too. He doesn't talk about Pajamas all the time. I think it's been a while, but you can see, right? Like he's like, I don't know what that is. It says Dippy. I've like tried to watch this. I don't know what Dippy is. I don't know if that's like a crypto coin or what, but that's a cat there. I don't know. And there's other things. Oh man, there's one thing else that I wanted to say about Pajamas before I ended. Hold on. And then Where Meow, right? The last thing that I wanted to say, where is it? Maybe it's on the Pajamas page itself. Steve Chen said something. Right here. No. Maybe it's a little further. Right here. Nothing greater than to see cat lovers gather from all around the world through Pajamas, the first cat video uploaded to YouTube in 2005. It's approaching its 20th year anniversary. 20th year anniversary. Okay, I should have started the video for this, but for those of you guys that are still here that dealt with me losing track for a second there, You deserve to know this, I suppose, right? Because this is a big deal, right? Timing is everything, guys. Timing can really drive hype. And this guy is not dumb. I think he knows that, right? I think there's a reason why things have kind of gone radio silent, right? A lot of people assume when things go radio silent that it's bad, and sometimes in the right circumstances it can, but I had a feeling, I'm like, especially with this guy and the way that it's all been handled, I think they're working behind the scenes in the shadows, right? In the people that they're like, or with the people that they're working with directly or communicating, they know, but they're not making it like a public thing on X or like advertising it really, right? But it will be advertised soon. All I'm trying to say, and I don't know what it is, just mark my words, over the months to come, before halfway through, probably before May of next year, we're going to hear some news coming out with pajamas. And it might, I say we, I only mean people who are involved with the pajamas community, keeping up with it. Maybe the whole crypto space will hear about it. That would be phenomenal. We're definitely going to $1 billion market cap at that point. C-Zar's retiring just on pajamas at that point, right? But that's not what I mean when I say we're going to hear about it. I just mean things that the people who are involved in the pajamas community will hear about. If the whole crypto community hears about it, it's got that much hype and attention on it, that would be great. But the 20th anniversary is in May of 2025. Okay, I'm expecting that crypto as a whole kind of pumps going into January, the end of January, and then we have a correction. Okay, and then we probably pump again, and then we probably have a more significant correction in May or April, like somewhere in that time. Maybe, yeah, April. I'd probably even say potentially April, but maybe May as well, right? May. It's very close to that amount of time, and I'm just saying I could see us pumping through the end of the year and into next year, and then consolidating with the rest of the market sometime in January, going into February, and then we pump sometime in late February, early March, going into April, May, and then we correct again, right? And on the big news that this happens, right, or this news-driven event, the 20th anniversary of Pajamas himself, I bet Steve Chen has something big planned for this in honor. And it might be silly. It might not be anything technologically revealing or what's the word I'm looking for? It just might innovative. I don't know. It might not be anything that's like too crazy, but something that will probably drive hype for this coin. So I don't know, man. I think there's a lot that's going to come with this thing. That's all I'm trying to say. There's a reason why I made this video so long. It might seem silly, you guys. I know, right? Here I am, C-Zar, who's got less than 10,000 subscribers. I'm a small YouTube account, right? Even the people who've been following me since I had 100 subscribers and have seen how much I've grown and how much, how far we've come with certain predictions. And, I know that there's a kind of disbelief that shrouds these meme coins, right? Some people early on even were like, would make jokes about these coins that I would promote, because like, you're just saying that, right, because you own it, you just want to see it go up, right? And it's like, of course I want to see it go up, but like, I genuinely believe I didn't buy this token on a whim, right? Kind of, but like the only token I really bought on a whim this cycle was LCX, but that's a tale for another time. I bought this token because I heard a story and I liked the story. I believed in it, right? I could see other people believing in it. That's why I bought it. And if I told a story to you, you heard it, and you think the same way I do, then I would encourage you, get in. You're not even actually that much higher than where I bought my first time all the way back here, right? Like genuinely, and I bought the all-time high too. Like I literally, I bought the high, I bought the low, and then I bought the high again up here. Like I bought several different times up there. But what was I was going to end the video with something. It's got potential. I don't know where I was going. I was going to end it with something, but I guess that's it then. I guess that's it. Big things to come, man. I think there are big things. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm not just saying these coins for shits and grins, man. I genuinely think Pajamas, Jesus coin. There's a reason I've been talking about him, and people might have laughed, right? This whole like time where it was going down, but now they're not laughing, right? People might have laughed or said, "C-Zar, you're crazy. Like this is not like you like this coin, but you're on your own." They're gonna start to see, right? And I'm not saying that I had the most conviction the whole time through these coins either, but I'm a top 100 wallet holder in this coin. I'm a top 200 wallet holder in this coin. Like you can't tell me I don't have some level of conviction, right? An accidental top 100 wallet holder in this coin, I will say, but I would have been fine with being an intentional top 200 wallet holder, but I've got enough money. I'm happy with the amount of money I have in this thing, and I think that it will grow. I'm just babbling at this point, guys. Get in before it's too late. I don't think that it's going to go too much lower. I don't believe that these wicks are selling pressure at all. I think there's low liquidity in the books. Someone's putting in a lot of money at once, or multiple people are putting in lots of money at once. So it spikes the price initially. There's no more buying, or at least no more substantial buying pressure coming in. So it comes back down to regular price. And then the next big guy that wants to put money in there puts it in. And then so that's what's happening, right? These are the rumblings before the tumblings, right? We're rumbling right now. We're getting ready. It's crazy. It's really crazy that this is like, and mark my words, man, as crazy as it sounds, okay, this is just the beginning. When I say just the beginning, I mean, yes, just the beginning of the overall move into new all-time highs, but I mean, we're going to see bigger weeks. We're up 210% this week. We're going to see bigger weeks than this going forward. It might be next week. It might be 4 weeks from now. I don't know, but we're going to see bigger weeks. We're going to see bigger days. This kind of stuff is like revving the engine. We haven't put the pedal down yet. When the pedal goes down and it stays down, it's going to be phenomenal. Like, I don't know. I've just seen this kind of rumbling. I don't know what else to call it. This like beginning, this nature. I don't know. In coins before. And anything can happen, but this is reminiscent to me of something that is about to explode. And that's all I'm saying, is that I think, you could take a little bit of money and turn it into a lot of money with this thing. But I'm gonna end the video on that note. Look into it, make your own decisions. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. Don't throw the bank at this thing. If you do, be aware. Again, not so much a warning, more as like an advisory that it will be hard to get all your money in at one price and get it all out at one price whenever you're dealing with low liquid assets such as this one. So, but if you're dealing with like $100, $1,000 or less, like, you're probably going to be fine. Anyways, okay, bye-bye. Take care.